It works.
You are a champion of this world. I have my moments.
Did anyone else feel the same way about Supergirl from time to time? Like it's just so cringe that it smacks you in the face? Don't get me wrong, the show had its moments, and Melissa was a great actress. But there were some huge flaws in the show. Flaws that could have easily been avoided. Look, I grew up reading Supergirl comics as a teen, and I devoured any comic book, or fan fiction for that matter, on the Girl of Steel. She is an interesting character in her own right, despite, let's face it, being a ripoff of the Boy in Blue, her enigmatic cousin, Superman. The show, Supergirl, should really be called Social Justice Warrior Girl. I could barely get through season 1. There is constant pandering about feminism
and anger. Whatever you do, you cannot get angry at work, especially when you're a girl.
and race. They tried too hard to make the villains the evil white guys, including Lois Lane's father, General Lane. This is one flaw I have to point out about the show, the evil twin aunt thing. That was a major fail, because it's so cliché. I think what they should have done was gone the way of the Supergirl 52 story, where Supergirl lands on Earth, in her pod, and is awakened by Superman. After a scuffle, Supergirl learns that he's her cousin, and she goes off to have her own adventures on Earth. Instead, on this show, Supergirl gets a whole team behind her, including a sister who rats her out to the DEO. It would have been more interesting to see them go the Smallville route, where Supergirl shows up and Kal shows her what Earth is like. So, why do they keep effing up Supergirl? Why can't they do her properly either on the big or the small screen? She seems great in the cartoon, and interesting in the comics, and heck, great even in fan fiction. And there's some great fan fiction out there. It's probably worth mentioning that the new Flash movie, with a similar version of Supergirl, didn't exactly do well in the theaters either. In the movie, Supergirl looks a lot like Superboy, and what's the point of giving her this new look if she has the same exact origin story as the Supergirl from the TV show? At least the movie didn't have the same political agenda that really turned people off the show. Writers, let's just watch a show about a hero who happens to be a girl, instead of the other way around. So, what should a good Supergirl movie be about? We're, hopefully, about to find out, with the next Supergirl movie to come out in the next few years, called Woman of Tomorrow. It's based on a comic by Tom King. Already, I have a few reservations. What would life for an alien from an advanced civilization be like? Again, there was some great fan fiction out there, detailing what Supergirl's life would be like as a teenager, struggling to fit in. I think this is what the movie should focus on, if they want to grab the younger generation's attention. Focus on the whole fish out of water aspect of her life as a young Kryptonian. What life was life, as they've done in the comics. Take that aspect and run with it as a Gen Z. How would she adapt to Earth food? The language? The feeling of loneliness? Being unable to relate to others? The show didn't deal with that. She came on the show as a 24-year-old. She went past the awkward stage of how to deal with being an alien on Earth. That's what Supergirl's appeal was to me. A teenager struggling to fit in. We did get some interesting flashbacks to Krypton. But when in the heck was Supergirl's mother a brunette? She was always blonde.
I've been blaming you for things that happened a long time ago.
Don't touch me.
Your mother always said you had the heart of a hero. I need for you to be a hero, Kara. It's time for us to be a family again.
You're not my family.
I know you hate me.
Good. We understand each other.
Okay, so I'm not a prolific writer or anything, but I know they wanted to keep Supergirl separate from the Man of Steel for this new movie. For Woman of Tomorrow, there is Supergirl's horse and the stupid flying dog, Crepito. Already this is screaming cheesy. Can they not take Supergirl seriously? James Gunn even said, "She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way, so she's a much more jaded character." If they wanted to make her hardcore, they won't add the horse and the dog. And why is there an alien named Ruth in Woman of Tomorrow? I don't know how to feel about the story. I didn't like the artwork, and the narration kept going and going. So many alien planets in the story are metaphors for human problems, like racism and blah blah blah. I would like to see a Supergirl movie where they delve into her life on Argo City. They did a bit of that in the comic, and what life is like for her on Earth. Not an easy feat to cram that all into a movie. Whatever the case, please don't EFF up Supergirl.